Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's Slayer Sunday, where I'll be talking about and reviewing all the episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in order. Today, I'm looking at Season 4, Episode 5, Beer Bad. We begin the episode with a vampire getting its ass kicked in the graveyard. Parker is here, but Flying Slayer to the rescue! And she takes them all out. Parker, in his Parker, apologises for what he did, but nope, it's just a daydream and he's flirting with some rando girl. And into the credits we go. Xander reveals to the girls that he's got a bartending job at the campus pub, despite being underage.
Au contraire, mon frère.
Mon frère means brother.
Mon gros frère.
But his fake as shit ID will take care of that. Buffy doesn't want to talk about her problems, but Xander might be part robot as his microphone pack is visible as he gets up, but he swiftly covers it. Buffy is in denial about Parker, so Willow sets it straight. And Xander?
Nothing can defeat the penis!
Thanks, dude. Xander struggles with his new job, and Buffy goes to visit him, bumping into Riley.
Most people go around. I'm not saying you can't tunnel through me, I just think the other way's quicker.
He confirms that Parker is a girl-chasing piece of shit, but walks off when he realises Buffy isn't listening. Parker has smoochies, and Xander has to deal with some asshole who's overcomplicatingly saying how worthless he is. Whoa, what's with that giant bottle? Buffy admits that Parker is an asshat.
If he were tied and gagged and left in a cave that vampires happen to frequent, it wouldn't really be like I killed him, really.
But Xander gets told off and has to get back to work. Buffy goes to leave, but bumps into this guy and his douchey friends who invited to drink with them, and she accepts. At the Bronze, Willow and Oz have a date, but he feels weird and soon realises why, when tonight's entertainment is that girl he passed in living conditions. Willow is not happy, but Oz keeps staring anyway. Back at the pub, Buffy is getting wasted, and hey, it's Cal Penn, aka Kumar from Harold and Kumar. The next day, Willow is still upset, but finds Buffy babbling at the TV. They have a misunderstanding when Buffy says she spent the night with 4 guys, and I like how her PJs are done up wrong. It's a nice touch. In class, Buffy blurts out nonsense and then steals this poor girl's sandwich before we cut to a stereotypical chemistry set, which is the secret behind the beer Buffy's been drinking. The group are out drinking again and turn into Beavis and Butthead, and after Buffy climbs on the jukebox, Xander throws her out. Willow sees Parker at the coffee shop and yells at him for what he did to Buffy, and he explains that while some relationships are deep and meaningful, most are just a brief attraction. Willow sees where he's coming from and he apologises if he misled Buffy. That wasn't his intention. Xander tries to throw the boys out, but one attacks him and the others painfully turn into Neanderthals, so Xander uses his lighter to chase them away. He reports to his boss, but he seems to know, so he rushes off to find Buffy.
You're a bad, bad man.
The cavemen run amok, one getting hit by a car, and his friends just leave him to chase down some girls. Xander recruits Giles, who scolds him for serving Buffy beer, evil or not, and get to her room to find she's done a little art project all over the walls. Willow and Parker are still talking, and he subtly hits on her, which she calls out right away.
Just how gullible do you think I am?
And goes on a man rant, which is interrupted by the cavemen posse, and they're both knocked out. Giles finds the whole thing fascinating,
The TV is off.
but makes the mistake of telling Buffy she can't have any more beer.
Giles, don't make Cave Slayer unhappy.
And she escapes. The cavemen set fire to the pub as Xander tracks Buffy down,
Fire bad!
and she bursts in to help them, throwing a fire extinguisher at the flames before recognizing Willow. She opens a window for everyone to get through and knocks out Parker in order to get him to safety. Afterwards, Parker approaches her and begs for forgiveness. So... Alright, so this episode is pretty hated across the board, being slated as one of, if not the worst episode of all time. There must be something about Buffy episodes with the word bad in the title, because Bad Eggs sucked, and I didn't like When She Was Bad or Bad Girls either. The whole premise is rather silly, with a pub owner spiking beer because college students annoy him, but also, much like the pack, the group effect could seem like a bunch of asshats before they've even transformed. I don't have much more to say on the overall goofiness of this episode, but I do have quite a bit to say on the rest of it. There's a lot of fun dialogue in the episode, and Sarah Michelle Gellar gives a great performance as Cave Slayer, which contrasts her vulnerability earlier in the episode. Willow is really strong in this one, being firm with but supportive of Buffy, navigating her own feelings when it comes to Oz, and tackles Parker head on. I really like the scenes between Willow and Parker because they make a lot of sense, and even though Parker is ultimately a woman using ass face, he does spill a lot of truth on the reality of a lot of relationships, and it's encouraging for the growth of the character that Willow listens and understands. I wish it had stopped there, but I guess the target audience wanted to see Parker get his comeuppance, and that's what he got. But what is great about it is we see for the second time that Willow has one hell of a bullshit detector and cannot be sweet-talked, which we saw in the pack when she saw through Xander's deception. This episode sets things up for Oz's departure in the next one, with more explanation of Veruca. Seriously, who would call their kid that? And Parker's speech to Willow about how some relationships are just a fleeting moment in two people's lives prepares her for that very thing happening in the next episode, and I'm already annoyed we're losing Oz so soon. Anyway, it's great to have Xander more connected to the storyline this time, and we see his fear in the last episode of being looked down on as useless come to fruition again. In contrast, we keep running into the same problem with Giles now that the school is gone. And that's him being isolated from the story until someone gets into trouble and he has to be called in to help. But in this one, he doesn't even get to help. He's relegated to the sidelines as Buffy takes care of things, which is a great shame. In conclusion, this is a silly, dumb episode, but outside of the caveman beer shit, it does have quite a bit of important story beats that cannot be ignored. We're back to having no deaths again, because I'm not counting imaginary kills, so that leaves our running total at 1 human, 1 transformation, 4 vampires, and 1 demon. So there you have it. That was Beer Bad, our last episode this year, as I'm taking a little Christmas break for 2 weeks and we'll be back on January 8th with Wild at Heart. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot, or consider subscribing if you want more videos like this one. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, or if you don't celebrate, I hope you have a happy and healthy rest of the year. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and don't let the vampires bite.